All right, guys, welcome back. So I took the bottom center, well, it's the center piece of the wing. The wing's a three-piece wing on the Minion jet. I am doing some post-maiden fixes, mainly just gear doors. Like I've already mentioned, I gotta do a better mounting system for this, which is going to be super simple. I'm probably going to remove this magnet and stuff. I'm just going to hard mount this guy in here. That way, I mean, because it doesn't need to come out. Well, I take that back. I'm going to glue in another cross beam up front and re-glue that center beam that's kind of goes across, well, in the front between the two. The piece I added and then the canopy. So if they do need to remove it, they still can, because you never know. So the good thing about the way I did it, everything connects to that centerpiece wing is all disconnected. The only thing I have to do is basically undo the zip tie, or not zip tie, but the Velcro strap on the UAT mount, and yeah. So I do need to get some of these little clamps on this line, and that line up there. I don't know why I didn't do it when I put this, because I had one of those big 8mm Festos there, kind of like I have. That's it's kind of hard to see. But that's a 6mm, and that's just on the fill line to the UAT, and then I had the filter in line here. The problem with the big ones, okay, so the 4mm, 6mm are perfect, are fine. I don't put them on a pressure side, so I don't worry about them popping. Suction side always, so if they do leak, it just sucks air, not not spewing fuel anywhere. But I don't think I've got it anymore. I chunked it. But the problem with the 8mm Festo is the barb that you screw the. Let me get one. I think I got one over here in the box for my 190s. Had to put the SU on its gear to snag that stand. Or did I use them? I may have used them. Hold on. Yeah, I think I used that one. Let's see if I use this one. So I have everything to do this SU. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start it here soon. Okay, here we go. So this is the 6mm. It's kind of hard to see. Let me unwrap it here for you guys. All right, so you kind of see it there. So these little blue pieces, they screw on, and then there's like a little barb there. That's where you plug the line. It's kind of hard to see the reflection. Sorry, guys. But the problem with the 8mm is it just seems too short. And even with this on, it can pull off, and I was getting air. It was sucking air. So no issues, but I just pulled it out, put a brass tube in there, and essentially went about my way. So what I'm probably going to do is right here underneath this board is the step down. So I'm going to remove these clamps will go here, and I got to add one more, and I'm just going to do one solid piece down to the pump. And if I want to do a filter, I'll put it in here somewhere, but I'm probably not even going to use a filter, because the filter in there is good enough. And the biggest problem you're going to get typically on trash is from your vent anyways, so nobody filters that. Like if you're going to put a filter on something, the vent's really where you should put it, because they're all usually on the bottom of the jet, and they're always sucking up dust. So anyways, back to the wing. So I took the wing off here, and these main gear doors were a problem. The nose gear door, it was fine until my damn nose gear came up and it broke it. And then I tried to fix it, and every time after that it wasn't properly fixed. So it kept breaking. The mains, the way they had it, they just had these little things glued on onto the wall here. And they put a little screw through that kind of went through this inner wall. Well, there's an inner wall and an outer wall. So this is a two-piece thing. They got this piece here that gives it a space, and then you've got this solid piece. So when you take this inner piece and the outer piece apart, these things are stupid flimsy. So they sandwich them to give it some strength. The problem is they glued it to this, and you can see it. It's super, you just flex it. It's real flimsy. So, and they glued it on top of the paint, and it just pulled right off. And I adjusted these so when the doors closed, there was no extreme pull, and vice versa. I had one break. They use these homemade G10 hinges that are like super tiny. So I just cut it out, which sucked because I had to drill it out and Dremel it out. And I took a big Robart, the big heavy duty Robart hinges, and I cut the tips off a little bit, and that's the new hinges. So these things work great for hinges, door hinges anyways. So that's what I'm doing. I cleaned up all these. You can see they've got like little plastic, little homemade things with they glue a little piece of wood on, and then they, so what I'm doing, and I thought about doing it just a couple of ways. Let me find my little screwdriver here. It's over here. So I thought about just cutting a square out right here and making a bigger block that goes all the way through and attaches to that back skin, comes out the inner skin, and mounts to this. I was like, well, that's kind of a pain in the butt trying to get these things lined up because they have to be perfect or it doesn't work. So I took a real fine point cutter bit on my Dremel, real fine. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hope you can. And then I just took and made a kind of a U-shaped cut. It's not pretty. Trust me, it's not pretty. This will all be covered up. It'll be nice and smooth. I'm probably going to even repaint these inner doors because they just look nasty, and they've had some spots here that have voids in them in the layup. So I'm going to fill those, sand them, and then I'll just do a coat of white over the gear door just to kind of clean it up a little bit. But my fix is to take this and just take a little flathead screwdriver, bend this down because I kind of cut, and I'm gonna fill that back void with some Hysol, and I could even put a block in there too to kind of help. And I might do that, just slide it, get a 1/4 inch piece and slide it in with some glue on it to hold it. And what I want it to do essentially is to fill the void between the back skin and front skin, and give this something to hold to this guy with a little screw, because it has a screw, but I'm also going to glue it, but the screw will help as long as it's got something to go into, because you got about, you kind of see it there, that there's probably, it's probably 1/8 of an inch or more than 1/8 of an inch, or pretty close, but that you can run a screw through this outer skin into the wood block or Hysol, and it'll hold much better. So I think I am going to put a little piece of wood back there, just to kind of, and I'll just run it through to the other side, or just, or whatever. Sorry, I keep getting off on camera. I don't have it on my head. Like I said, I'm just going to pull this back a little bit. It's real flimsy. Run my little piece of block in there, fill it up with Hysol, let it dry, and remount these guys. They just put a lot of effort into making these models, and then they do little crappy things like this that don't hold, and just a bunch of little ankle biters that you end up having to fix. And once that's done, I got to fix the nose door. I've already cleaned it up, got it loose. You can kind of see here, that hinge has got to be re-glued. This is the hinge that's got to be re-glued, which has the actual servo on it, and this is where it broke out. This whole area, and I've managed to get this inner skin attached from the outer skin, because what I'm going to have to do is put the nose gear up and glue the hinges first. What I'm going to do is glue the hinges first, And then before I reattach this centerpiece to the inner wall, I got to close it up, tape it to the shape of the bottom of the fuselage, and then glue that inner door to the outer door, because that's what holds the shape. Because what was happening is when it cracked in the center here, it lost that kind of natural curve to it, so the front of the door was kind of open, so you're getting air in there, and I think that's what kept popping it, because it wouldn't hold. Every time I fixed it, I'd go fly, and in the flight it would be hanging open. Not a huge problem, but still a problem, and drives me nuts. Some people, I talked to Tom that had one of these, and he just took the gear doors off, and I'm just not going to do that. They look much better with the gear doors on, so I'm going to fix it and do it right. And that's about it. Just kind of an update video on this, because once this is done, I will jump over to either the F-22 or the SU. I'm kind of just not motivated on that F-22. It's such a turd. It took so much to get it right. I went through so much drama with it. I've just got no motivation for it now, so I may just, and what's bad about it is I literally just need to put the batteries in and CG it. So I may get to that now that I got the nice CG machine and try it with that, but I think I'm gonna start on the SU over there and get it rolling, and then kind of get this guy back ready, because it's a BVM. It had everything ready to go minus the turbine. So what I'm doing is I'm changing their ugly seats out with these nice little resin printed seats. They are super lightweight. They actually weigh less than these things do. So, and they're perfect. You can kind of see there. That's just a pallet I put in there. This is the pallets the guy had in there. They're a little too big, I think, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, they look big because they just don't fit the seats. So I'm probably not going to put pilots in on this one. And I got to put my DLPH in, my receiver, my gyro, my batteries. I got some batteries made up. My buddy made up some batteries for me. And I have ordered the pylons and the missiles for the wings. And these are some tanks that I was given. I think they're like just a tad small, but I don't even care. I'm probably going to use them because I think the F-15s looks really good with the wing tanks on. I mean, they're close, you know, because this is a 1/8. These may be 1/9, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. They look pretty close. I just don't think they're as fat as they should be, so I think they're off just a little bit. So if they don't look good, I may just run the pylons and the missiles until I can get some better tanks. I do have these that came off the SU, or not the SU, the F-22, but I think they are too big, so I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, but I'm waiting on a motor for this. Like I'm putting a 160 in this, and I don't know if I'll get it before or soon enough for Georgia Jets, but in the meantime, I'm going to start building that and try my best to finish that. So, all right. So to wrap this up, 13, 14 minutes almost. So I have a question for the people. So Skymaster wheels, and probably not just Skymaster, they just look horrible. Like I don't know what this stuff, and I've always seen it on the wheels. I thought it was mold release, but I'm starting to think it's just the rubber material, because it's just, you can't seem to get it off. You know, you can scrape it off. And when you clean it off with some alcohol, it's brownish colors. You can kind of see it there. Well, this doesn't do it justice. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see it there. So let me know what you guys think. Is that a mold release? Then I can just use something a little bit more cutting power, like some adhesive remover, because you can scratch it off. But the tires just look horrible. What do you think? Mold release? Is it the material of the rubber coming out? What do you think? Let me know. And you guys take it easy. I'm going to get back to doing this real quick, and then I'm going to head out and chill out at the pool. Enjoy this nice fake fall we're having here in the South. So you guys have a good one. And subscribe. Don't forget, subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you think. Cheers.